Thank you for joining us on Downstairs and Dragons. This is our Hisugi Heroes campaign, which is all underwater. Now our heroes, played by Dieter, Josh, Jacob, Ben, Dusty, they are all in a jail, in a sea elf slave encampment that is run by a Krakn. And because you guys have been so loud and so much of a pain in my ass, there's a chosen one coming to check you out. And they didn't catch it soon enough to like hide you. So four of you are in your own cells. Takoyaki is acting and camouflaging to look like a sea elf guard.
I'm gonna roll for that. Huh. Okay. 16.
Okay.
That was really low.
I got a 16, so what does that mean?
You noticed me.
I put my my pike
Almost didn't.
in my bag of holding, so it looks like I don't have weapons on me.
Yeah, do it. Do it fast.
Okay, I did it. It's done. Do I have to roll for that?
I'm gonna hide all the Umberly stuff on me in my portable hole.
It's a good idea.
I'm gonna quick whip my wraps off and just like tuck them. I don't think I have anything where you don't need.
He just looks at you hiding the Umberly stuff and he goes, "Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it."
I'm gonna rewrap it, looking like a badass, making sure the Umberly symbol is sticking
Just
out.
sit there in the corner like, fudge, yeah. Hardcore.
So what walks in looks like a sea elf with tentacles growing out of their face and trickling down over their chest. They have fins coming out their sides of their arms and their shoulders, but otherwise looks like a sea elf, just slightly more green. But this creature is definitely bigger than the others. Way more muscle, way taller, way healthier, wearing armor and carrying a pike. Eyes are red. Walks in, looks around at the guards, sees Takoyaki, looks at the prisoners in the cell, starts walking forward, and just casually stepping and looking into your cells like it is amused.
I'm just kind of floating in the middle of my cell. I'm kind of amused by the fact that he's
you went into a
amused.
bucket.
No.
So
I'm
you wanna
amused at the
stand
fact
there,
that he's
so
amused about me being in the cell, which I can just literally swim in and out of. I smirk.
This posh attitude makes me want to shank him.
Hello?
Much.
Can I speak to the guy in charge? Hello?
When he hears your voice, he's very blank. It's like he's not reacting to your voice. Looks back at Makaira, and she's just very much like very respectful. This is a woman who was not afraid of arresting you guys, but she is nervous about looking at this thing. But she's trying to maintain confidence. This thing, when it speaks, its voice sounds like there's a double lower voice echoing with its voice, but that keeps cutting in and out.
Mm.
It points at the cell that Yusuke's in, taps on it. This one. And then walks around to the one that Karos is in. And this one. Feed them a lot. I don't care about that one. And he points at Orwell. I don't care about that one. He points at Joe next.
I don't have to worry about that one too much. These
Totally
are
doesn't react to your voice.
Ooh.
Just keeps walking as if you didn't make a sound. Goes to Takoyaki. Looks at his tentacles. Counts them. Takes his pike, spreads them apart, keeps counting.
Sir!
Lifts his pike and points it in Takoyaki's face. Bring this one too.
Sir, yes, sir!
Don't feed it.
Sir, yes, sir! I start munching on rations.
And then there were the squishies.
That hand that you were using to raise food up to your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling to hit it. There it is.
He's just swatting.
36 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, that
Oh, they
hits.
want to keep feeding us, so that would
Just a tentacle just smacks your hand. Grabs it, and it gets really close to this guy's mouth.
I
Like,
slurp
and
it out.
every single one of its tentacles were wrapping around.
Can I slurp
I
out?
don't know. Hold on. You can't even be grappled, right?
I mean, I can.
The target is grappled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got, like, suckers. Okay.
Yeah.
And that makes it more difficult.
Well, he's technically squid-like, not octopus-like.
What's
But
that,
it's...
suckers?
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they suck.
So I know they have barbs. I think it's the barbs that are holding in place, actually. But you're right, some of them do bring the... Okay, anyway. So it's gripping on all over, and you are starting to squeeze out, but it hurts you. You're kind of like, okay, this is a really dangerous grip.
Thank you, sir. I have another sir.
And he's like, getting really close to eating your hands, and he goes... He lets you go.
Would you like some rations, sir? Is it a male or female?
It's almost like you can't tell.
Okay.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Okay.
And it
Androgynous,
It looks-
but alien.
And it looks back to Makaira. And
I start eating again.
next cycle. And then walks off. And it's like the whole... You can tell all of the guards... It's like they both respect it and they fear it. It doesn't feel good in the jailhouse. And...
Why are you running away?
doesn't react.
We just did that joke.
Next cycle is when we kill him.
I want to make a point of knowing what he looks like.
Okay. Makaira looks back at you guys and goes, the next feeding cycle is in 4 days. And then walks off. She just leaves.
I'm just munching.
The other guards stay on the outside of the building and guard from there, but Hikus stays with you guys, and Hikus goes, this is not good, because if you guys leave with rebels and you're not there at the feeding cycle, I don't know what Kifaro's gonna do.
Well, I've been watching my weight, sir.
Frankly, my boss will probably rectify the situation with money. So the best thing that you can do is just stay here till nightfall.
Or we could just leave.
Wait, you have a boss? I thought that was your boss.
Technically, Kefaro is the king of these waters, but Veracosa has their ways.
I thought we were in Krakn territory.
Kefaro is the Kraken,
And that guy?
is a chosen one,
Which means...
dominated by the Kraken.
So, like... an extension.
Yeah, they are basically dominated over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it just creates this magical connection after a while. If you ever interact with a chosen one, when Kefaro's not inhabiting their mind, they're very mind blank. There's very nothing in there.
So,
They're vessels. They're empty shells. They live off of anger and hunger.
So what does he want with us?
why does he want to feed me and...
He wants to eat you.
Ah.
Oh.
It's
Why exactly does he want us to be fed?
So you need us.
Karos.
Have you
And that's
seen
the
your
others.
figure? That's why he wants to eat you. You guys
Those
are
are
really muscular.
lean, mean fighting machines.
So we're not gonna get eaten.
You're not going to get eaten.
Oh, I'm not.
You're going to get torn apart.
That seems wasteful.
Yeah, he doesn't like octopi.
Ah, shit.
He's not into takoyaki.
Most of the time, I'm the one in.
Takoyaki.
Let me start over.
Seriously though, this is a mess that we have to clean up, so I'd really like it if you behaved. Made everyone's lives easier, because ultimately those of us who are staying behind and leading the rebellion suffer as well.
So, we met some people in the rebellion on the way in.
Like Aphelios?
No, we've heard of Aphelios. What were their names? The two guys? Want us to...
Number
Stick
1
it.
and number 2.
Ceruleus is one of
You
them.
met them.
Ceruleus.
Akanto and Cerule.
Oh, the conspiracy theorist? You know how many people we've had to kill because those two ordered them to go do something stupid? Verkosa
5.
doesn't like what they're doing.
No, oh, okay. Wait, is
We
there
all
a
have
conspiracy?
Them with their numbers and their measurements and their things. Like, this is what works for us. You'll notice that there are different ways of handling the rebellion. And each one of us at the corners handles it differently. And that's why you need to go to my boss first. See how he handles things.
It is intriguing. Will there be clams?
Oh, certainly.
Then we're going.
It is a party after all, but you'll need to not make a ruckus.
A party, that sounds fun.
Hmm.
As I say that, my
Wait.
clothes.
Do you know how to have a party quietly? Does anyone?
Just don't start fighting. Don't use magic and don't draw blood.
So I can sing, dance, and fuck.
Ha! Maybe.
So he gets to do all the things that he wants to do, and I don't get to do any of the things that I want to do.
You can't fight. You can't cut yourself. So yeah.
Can't
That's
stab
what it is.
anybody. Oh, this is a bunch of horse hockey.
What's a horse?
It's a four-legged dolphin.
Horse.
There are hippocampus in the Triton City, so you might actually know what a horse is.
Okay.
So actually, it'd be funny for you, Karos, when he says, hold your horses.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that's half of a hippocampus. Because a hippocampus is half fish, half horse.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's half of a hippocampus. I totally knew that.
Okay,
Fact.
guys.
Boom. Dropped.
So who are the corners? Corners.
I have to get back to work, but yeah, the north, south, east, and west sides all have their leaders of the rebellion.
So what can those bosses offer us that yours can't?
Nothing. Nothing.
And what is yours? Which area?
East. The eastern side, the side that looks over where all the shipwrecks get picked up by the Krakn.
So that's like the ruling class then of this
Oh yeah, I'd
city.
call it the ruling class, absolutely.
And why would you call it that?
Because we're in charge of everything.
I thought the
And
Kraken
all
was in
things.
charge.
Anything we want. The Kraken is in charge of our birth rates, his feedings, but all the money is under strict orders of the Valcos family. And that is why I'm willing to do whatever my boss wants. So you'll respect him when you meet him.
So like anything. Have you earned your place in his ranks?
By being obedient.
Better than what Augur did.
Stop making me laugh, Dieter.
So I think, yeah,
Takoyaki's just
I think
like
that's a
vibrating,
solid,
like boo boo.
that's a solid yes.
It actually wasn't yes, it's just Dieter kept making me smile as a person. He wasn't smiling, I promise.
I sit down on the floor.
Okay, so you guys stay here, behave. Come back to get you tonight. So he walks away. Do you guys want to talk amongst yourselves while you wait, or are you just...
Orwell, did you hear any of that?
Hello? What? Why am I in a cell? Hello? Hi. What's going on?
We're gonna go to a party, dude.
Party?
There's gonna be food.
Who's hosting it?
Some
People.
corrupt official.
Some corrupt official.
Yeah, those guys throw the
They have
best
the
parties.
best parties.
Dude! They have pufferfish. I should have asked if they were gonna have pufferfish.
Okay. Night falls. Let me find another picture.
And the night falls. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
So you guys...
I spy. With my little eye, something blue.
Is it water?
No.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh. It's your turn.
So you guys, he just comes back after night falls. And I want to remind you, now I've got fish in that picture, but you guys don't really see any fish in the city, and you don't see them out the windows. It's just really sulfuric out here.
Yellow and grainy.
They don't like eating out here. They don't like. There are some fish, but it's mostly like crabs, shrimps, worms, stuff like that. So he just comes back, and he's got with him a bunch of chains and shackles. He's like, I'm gonna do the easiest ones first. So you, Triton, comes in and he hooks you up around.
Is he the only one here?
No, there are other guards with him.
How many?
6. There's 2 watching the door though, so it's 8.
Is this the guy that said everything was gonna be chill?
If we're gonna transport you through the city, you need to look like prisoners. So he goes to Karos first, puts it on your wrists, puts it behind your elbows, puts it under your above your knees and on your ankles, and you're all chained up. And then there's one around your neck as well.
So it kind of immobilizes you.
Oh, jeez, you boys are tempting me with a good
Yeah,
time.
you can't really like
Oh,
get any farther. It's like, sorry man.
Oh, so it gets a bit exciting.
So he's got your chain leash, and he gives it to one of the guards. And he moves on to the next. I think that would be Orwell.
He's probably passed out.
For you, he doesn't have shackles. He actually has to like take chains and like actually like hook, and like it's a pain in the butt. But you like, it's like you're just chained all over. Like they just wrapped a chain around you like a ball.
Nah.
And you have a leash as well. And your leash is handed off. I don't even know how Orwell would react to this.
You know what? He's just asleep. He's asleep. It's a typical Orwell thing.
Gonna go for takoyaki next. For you, we have something a little different. Pulls out some green nets, very similar to the ones that you guys found.
oh.
He goes, don't worry, this one is not toxic. We use it for slippery, Krakn-like things.
Huh?
Like you. Remember those nets that are living?
Yeah.
And they grab on and grapple? That's what they're using. It does have lots of little nettle-like barbs, so it will be very hard for you to slip out of without getting hurt.
Oh. Yiska's all about trying to get over here.
You're not going to take
I'm all up
acid
into a
damage.
ball.
Oh, fucking trying.
Well, we actually need you to be spread out. It looks better.
I'm assuming
Stand
you're gonna
normal.
be the hardest.
Okay.
Now the thing is,
I don't know if I'm gonna.
they're also going to wrap your shoulders around your body, and then they're actually going to like wrap around you, like between your tentacles and like up your back.
Okay.
So like if you were a person, that would be like wearing like
man
like a shoulder thong.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a big bulge right in the middle.
So
Even though all my tentacles are out.
So they hook you up with this green chain net, and you have a chain leash, and they send you out to a guard, and they avoid Yisk and they go to Jonex. And they're like, "Hey, little one, we have a jar for you. Would you like to get in the jar?" It's a jar that has holes in it, so water and stuff comes through, but you can't fit through those holes. It's like a metal net jar, like a lobster trap.
Oh yeah.
Come on, little one. Get in there.
I don't move.
They're just gonna slip it over you.
I move then.
Get in, little one.
Mom,
Know what you're gonna do?
we have to transport you.
Just gonna taunt him.
We need you to look like a prisoner. You can't just be out.
I swim into Karos' backpack.
No, you have to be restrained.
And then they put a chain around me to chain the backpack shut.
Okay,
Okay.
you get in the backpack.
Whoopsies.
We're gonna ramp up the backpack.
You
Guys,
just ball it up and.
I was the easiest one. Why do I have so much stuff on me?
All right, fish.
This is actually pretty comfortable.
You
They
know,
don't even unlock your door. They just stand outside of it. What do you want to do?
I'm willing to make a compromise. You can put the shackles around me, but you're not gonna clamp them down.
I imagine they bring in a big fucking fish hook.
I also Misty escape out of the backpack
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
and into the jar.
What was the point?
Roll insight.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All of us or just me?
Just you.
Okay. Ooh. 25. Wait.
He does not intend on going through with that deal.
Well, this is gonna be a tough little struggle for you.
They
You
pull
got to
out
say-
more of the green nets. Would you like the one that does acid damage or the one that doesn't?
You know what, honestly, it doesn't matter. I don't mind getting hurt too much.
If you do the acid damage, not giving any ideas.
You're almost kind of doing me a little bit of a favor here.
They take the one that doesn't do acid damage and they throw it in there and it like opens right in front of you and tries to grab on. Do you want to fight it?
I'm gonna Misty step just to the side.
That magic attracts the Kraken's attention. Don't do that anymore.
Well, then you should probably just take my sweet little deal.
No, okay.
You know what, guys? Let's just leave him here. We can feed him in 4 days. Alright, so they start pulling the chains for the rest of you and leading the rest of you out.
Please.
What? Why am I binded
He
like
just looks
this?
at you a little bit longer. After everyone's gone and it's just him and a couple guards watching you, he goes,
Now, Yisk, I do like your style. And I'm not one to give advice on style. But if things go south in there, we could use a little bit of your fish muscle.
East, if you stay in there, you're dead either way.
So why isn't anyone telling me why I'm binded like this?
Because they bound you.
Because we're going to a party. It's a
Oh.
bondage party.
Apparently.
They're hauling us off because you sat on another kid.
When did he sit on a kid?
Not
Earlier.
Let's do it. I'm dumb.
Alright.
18.
I'll take
5.
I'll take the rest.
Damn it again!
I'll take the wrist findings.
Twice in a day.
Okay, we'll leave
Just
your,
as long as you're aware that at any moment I can pop right out of
we
it.
will leave your legs and your feet. We want it around your throat and your wrists. And then I'm going to put this magic restricting ball on you.
It's not quite a sweet deal. It's not what I would call a deal.
We don't want the Kraken destroying the Barracuda estate.
I'm totally on board with that.
So no more magic.
Yeah, I will totally agree.
No more magic.
Yeah, I'm not even cantrip.
If I just
For
get
now.
it around my wrists.
Or while you're talking to the wrong guy, I don't have
I
magic.
think that's the idea.
Alright, we're going to put on your wrists and we're going to put on your throat, okay? Come to the door. Come here. Come to the door.
I'll put it on myself, thank you.
Come
John,
to the door.
are you in the bottle now?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
stand close to the door.
Can I get
Reaches
this?
through. Hooks one wrist. Hooks the other. Come here. Puts it around your throat. hooks it, latches it. How does it feel? Not too tight, right? You okay?
I'm not feeling
Yeah,
too
you're fine. He
chilly.
smacks you on the cheek. Let's go.
Oh boy. Who is this?
Hicus.
Huh?
Hicus.
Hicus. How do you
Hey,
spell
gas.
that?
Hickas.
No, it's CHAS.
Excuse me. Since my little friend popped out of my bag, can I get this chain off my chest
Pop
and
out of the
back?
bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went
Misty stepped into
Into the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Misty stepped out of his backpack.
Seriously, no more magic.
I thought
You're
you
in that
were
metal
trying to be
wire
like
cage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes it, slams it against the wall. So your kid jumps around inside of it.
And then on the little cage it says, "Please do not tap on glass."
Well, it's like a metal wire cage. Slammed you. I'm so proud of myself for being an asshole.
think
Am
that
I
would
not
do
so
damage.
constricted now?
It wasn't that bad. It just rattled you around in there.
Do that again and I'll kill you.
We may die, but you won't escape the Kraken. Anyway, so yes, you come out of your cell, and Hicus has your chain leash.
Mm-hmm.
Let's walk ahead.
I'm gonna inflate a little.
Just so
it,
yeah, like everyone's aware of.
yeah.
I want to know.
No, you can't.
No.
I'm gonna inflate my body a little bit, so like
Why'd your cat
My
fly
skin's
over
like-
there?
Pushing through the
Push.
Just
netting.
when I flipped it, it popped off.
Guys,
It's kinda
this is
like-
a little tight.
I'm looking pissed off.
Hello?
I'm also naked again.
Why am I bound like this?
So you guys walk out. You walk out. What's
Doesn't
going on
explain
is
anything.
you're being walked out of the jailhouse, but Hicus ends up making a pit stop at, like, I guess, a locker system. You see him go and unlock something and pull some stuff out. And what he pulls out are some shackles. And he goes, I didn't want to have to use these. He goes over to, first, the jar.
Mhm.
And around the outside of the jar, he hooks the shackle. So to you, it just like a big belt around your jar. What were these called again? We used them on Strahd.
Dimensional shackles.
That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. And then to Yisk, he comes up to you, tugs on your chain, on your throat a little bit.
We had a deal.
And around your middle, he goes to hook
And
it.
He's really pressing me. He wants to die so bad. Oh.
He's gonna hook it. Click. Around your middle.
It's still dim light down here, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna.
I'm really sorry. I didn't quite want to see your life end so soon, but as soon as the opportunity arises.
I'm doing this to keep you alive. You jump
You
through
went
these.
back on a deal that we had made.
Your deal would have gotten us all killed.
I promised to do what I was supposed to do. I was gonna behave myself.
Yeah, I don't believe you because you're gonna have to jump through some hoops in here, and I don't think you have the ability. So let's go.
What are you talking about? I don't have the ability.
You're gonna
to
see
do
if I don't think you have the ability to maintain composure with what's about to happen.
Are we going to be expected to perform any sex acts?
No,
Fighting.
no,
Dancing.
no.
Oh, I can dance.
Let's go.
I can play a mean lute.
So the guards take all of you guys to this beautiful, I mean, like, okay, so you're coming up over this hill and you look at this valley and it's very much like Beverly Hills. Like big, nice mansions.
That's where I don't wanna be.
Beautiful, nice mansions. They actually have like gardens and like they're actually growing plants. Like it's just gorgeous. Lots of big estates. On the left of all of these estates is this big ritualistic like platform that leads into the vent that the Kraken probably comes out and does his feedings on. Maybe. Now, you see all these estates and there's one giant estate. I mean, it's very obvious. And it has tons of windows that can see out over the Kraken's vent and then see out way over the east. And now over the east are these big glass domes filled with fish. And they're all connected by tubes and doors. And you guys are brought down through the back to this big mansion. Brought in through, I guess, like kitchen doors or like a slave entrance. And Hikus walks in and sees a few people, nods and laughs, and haha, yeah. And he's taking you into the bigger parts of the house, the open ballrooms. And now you have to remember, these aren't like, these are underwater buildings, okay? So they're not going to have like flat floors like how we do in our houses. Their floors are very interesting, like maybe they're decorative like stairs that lead into a spherical room, or maybe they're just like these really cool artistic looking floors. Because you're going to be spending...
Three-dimensional.
Exactly. You're going to be spending most of your time up in the water, so the shape of the floor doesn't matter at all. You guys are taken into this really big ballroom that's full of people. And they're in fancy clothes and they're drinking from fancy shaped vases and beautiful colored foods and drinks. And you're taken to a back wall where there are chains in the actual wall. You guys are hooked up to those chains all in a row.
When I see that there's people, I will put something on. Basically a Speedo.
Okay.
Gonna party boy it up.
Yeah.
Oh, a bow tie too.
And cufflinks.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Leopard thong.
Jeez.
Bunny ears.
Yes.
That's lifeguard bunny.
Yeah,
That is not
party boy, I know. So you guys are all in a line hooked up to the wall.
I'm just hanging off the wall.
Well, you're swimming. You're just hanging out.
But I'm in the little...
And everyone is like looking and they're like, oh, the entertainment's here. Oh.
I'm going to pull out my magical citern and start playing.
So this very, 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 very old looking sea elf, very
Do I have
fat,
genitals?
very gray. What?
Do I have genitals?
Do you?
No.
Am I like my arms all like locked up and everything yet?
Yeah, everything's locked up.
Oh, I'm still in the cage.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys are all hooked up to the walls. And
I'm
everyone's
I'm
looking and they're like, oh, Veracruz, thank you so much for inviting us. This is such a treat. I've never seen anything like these.
Can I make a performance roll?
Yes.
Okay. 20.
What are you trying to do?
I'm playing on my citern.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
singing.
And they're like, oh, this is, oh my goodness. Veracruz, thank you. And they're slipping him like money to him. And this old man, he's like, oh, thank you for coming to my party. Yes, I brought the entertainment. Very expensive, very rare. I really appreciate all of your patronages to my estate.
Expensive.
Well, he pays the guards
Yeah.
for whatever he wants. So you guys spend a few hours hanging on the wall, and people come by and poke and prod at you and look at you, and
I turn invisible.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Every person that touches-
It's well lit.
I try to get the name of every person that touches me.
That's gonna be difficult. Because they're not saying each other's names. There's things like,
I'm just gonna murder everyone in the
Don't
party.
worry.
if you're listening to Lord Veracruz, he has lots of children around it. When I say children, I mean like they're his children, but they're like 750 years old. And they're all standing very like, yes, father, of course. And then it's like, oh, son, you remember Lord Pacius, the one who governs those foraging grounds. How quaint, how quaint. And like, they're just very like posh and bitchy and passive aggressive.
To
And
anyone who passes me, I say, I could kill you right now.
they're like, oh, isn't this adorable? This little sea elf looking thing. Oh my goodness. Is this what they look like when they're not born yet? Oh, this is interesting.
Now this little specimen right here.
For Orwell.
Hello, why am I here?
What? This is
What are you
actually
doing?
known
To
as a sea
entertain us,
sprite.
darling.
What about me is entertaining?
What are you?
Me, I'm a Xenosarkid.
What
What are you?
A sea elf.
No. You're annoying.
Oh dear, he's got a quite bright mouth, doesn't he?
Hello.
I'd love to shove sand in that mouth. Does anyone have any sulfur around?
To the person who just said that,
Yeah.
Really? You gotta fight not to cast magic.
Here's the thing. You have, some kind of anti-magic band?
Is it anti-magic or anti?
I thought it was a little too OP to make it a counterspell band, so it's just you can't teleport, misty step, phase shift,
Plane shift.
any of that.
Okay.
Do all of us or just Jonix have that?
Just those two.
Ethereal jaunt.
Why are you smiling?
I have to.
Ooh. I kind of do.
Hello, my good madam. How are you this evening?
What are you?
Hi.
Why do you look like a chosen one? Why is this chosen one locked up?
I'm not chosen. I'm a cicalia.
You used to unleash like
Octopus, not squid.
She just like leaves immediately.
Oh, honey.
No, she's.
Oh, honey.
Oh, she left. Those are the best kill all the
These
nobles.
tentacles have produced many a sound from a young woman.
Yeah.
Send it not along to takoyaki.
So
I didn't say what kind of sounds. I implied sounds of pleasure.
So the party eventually wins. Starts to die. People leave. And what's left is the Valcos family, which you can tell who they are because they were getting all kinds of pats on the backs and just overall butt kissing all night. And the very, very old man, he doesn't even swim. He's like in a chariot that the servants push around.
Tiffany, is that you? Am I saying that right? Tiffania? Tiffania, is that you? Come here, darling. Hello? Now don't ignore me. Are you telling me you don't remember 342 years ago, 6 months and 8 days? Tiffania, it was almost practically a minute ago. And, don't ignore me.
I'm totally just ignoring you.
Come! Tiffania, don't make me yell. I'm making a scene. Really? You don't remember that passionate night we shared?
I thought you
Delving
said
into each
you
other's
never
past?
engaged in any kind of mating activity.
That passion doesn't have to be the stem of sex, you creature.
Aren't we all, though?
I found it.
Good point.
The old man who's sitting and being pushed around by servants. He has a few beautiful sons and daughters behind him with their spouses and then lots of children. And because sea elves live a very long time and they have children every 50 years, there's a lot of children. It's very full. But all the children being kept back, they're playing with each other. It's mostly him and his first set of children with him.
Would we have heard his name by now, or did we hear his name?
Yes, but he's coming to introduce himself.
Okay.
Hicus is right up next to you guys now. He's like standing with his back to you guys, like talking for you. So he comes up and he goes,
How close is he?
10 feet. Prisoners. This is Venberg Vercosa. He is the head of the Vercosa family and has been for many, many generations. You can tell by his age that many are willing to sacrifice their lives for him so that he does not yet have to be sacrificed.
Venberg, is that you? It's me! Orwell, Customato?
These were a delightful addition to my party. Thank you, Hicus. I'm so glad you brought them.
Don't pretend like you don't know me.
I'm actually surprised you didn't have anyone
I
else
could
playing
kill your
music.
family right now, where you stand.
I'm really glad that these ones are strong. They're going to need to be to escort these very, very wealthy people who have paid to be taken with them.
Hello, hey, don't look at me.
That's the job, right, guys?
Really, you don't remember
I don't
that
feel like
night we
doing this
spent
anymore.
82 years ago? Or like 112 food cycles? I don't
I
know.
want you to
back.
understand that I keep things going round in the city. And I have some people who pay quite a lot of money to have others have children for them or for others to sacrifice themselves for them. But the ultimate thing, the most expensive thing is to see something other than the city. And they've paid me. Oops. They've paid me to make it where you or any other rebellious people who come along take them out of the city. So, what can I do to appease you? Let's get their shackles off, Heuse. Let's make them comfortable in my humble abode.
Well, you can remember me from 82 years ago? Come on! Seriously?
He hears that. I think that's a fucking mistake from Yisk. And he goes, oh, hold on. Just, yes, Volatons fetch the money. And Volatons is like the youngest of his sons. Brings this chest full of... What did I say was platinum?
No.
Serpentine is gold.
Yeah, Serpentine gold.
Is it just diamonds?
No.
No, it's right here. Hold on.
It is jade. No, it's not.
It was jade.
Is it jade?
But they wouldn't have jade here in the Krakn area, so I'm gonna say it's just full of serpentine and other gems that you'd find near a vent. Lots of gems. Oh, and it's a huge bucket. I mean, it's a bunch of them. Like in this beautiful ornate chest. And Volatons comes forward, and he's assessing you guys to see who is the most upset.
I'm super chill right now.
Who do we think is the most upset about this video? Jonix. He comes to you and he goes, Sir, this is all yours. If you speak to me after my father is done. And he says this very quietly just to you. And his father is old and doesn't really pick it up. But if the rest of you want to hear this at all.
I'm right there.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, what do we listen? What do we put Adam? What?
Some sand got in my ears and
Insight?
Yeah. No, perception.
Perception 21.
I got 10.
Hello? Passing?
I fucking lost my phone.
Oh,
Oh.
you were just on it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is it in your lap?
No, put it in my backpack.
Oh.
So,
I'm pretty sure I didn't hear it.
Karos, you hear it. Well, he said, okay, so all this and all of this more to you if you speak to him afterwards. And he then divvies up the money to each of you as you're being unhooked by Heuse. So, like, he's holding the money for you, and Heuse is undoing your things, and he goes, for your...
Performance.
No.
Oh.
For your cooperation and peace in these conversations. And he hands you the serpentine, and it's like... How many serpentine could I fit in my hands? Like 20?
Yeah, about 20.
20 serpentine each?
Alright. Knock that down.
it's gold.
Yeah. Which right now I'm thinking that's really not a lot, but you guys are in a slave encampment, so that actually is a lot.
That's alright, guys. I heard Jonix is getting more. I'm saying that out of character.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why you were just coming out with that.
I'm like, damn, dude. What
Okay.
Volatons goes back to his father's side, and the father, like, treats him like the other slaves, I guess. So Volatons even goes farther back to what looks like his wife, this beautiful sea elf
So I want
woman.
to make a point. When I grab it very sternly and just stare Heuse in the eyes with like a death glare of like, your life is done.
Hekus bows to you.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay.
And I do my
I'll erase one of my death threats.
I do my whole thank you, good sir.
For sure, Dad.
Venberg then asks you, how many ladies and gentlemen could you escort out of here?
I have one question for you before we answer.
Let me guess.
You're absolute.
Why are you here? Why?
Don't you remember?
He's just sitting there looking at me.
That would be permission to speak.
I'm waiting.
Can any... He looks at Hekus and he goes, can you guys answer his question? How many of you do you feel you could escort?
0.
We will
Really?
pay
You don't remember
a
that
hefty amount of
time?
money
Come on.
per person that you can escort.
And they want to see the sights of the world outside the city, yes.
Well, yes.
Well then, how about 10? We'll take them along with us to continue our primary objective.
How many do you have?
Yes.
As long as
I think I like what you're saying.
It doesn't matter how many I have.
Insight.
Ooh,
I don't know.
not bad.
I don't know what to respond to you. It doesn't.
It doesn't matter how many you have. Well, I want to know how many we can take. I think it does matter, in fact.
I don't have to give you more information. You're here to take a few souls,
I got an 18 though.
and I'm here to earn money from those who want to leave. I am your only connection to them.
I feel like you're very disconnected from the people here.
As long as I get my money and everyone knows that I'm the one with the most power, everything here is at peace.
What's his name again?
Venberg.
How do you spell that?
Venberg. What do you say? Do you agree to take 10 of my people? Maybe in the morning?
Do we get more money, or is like this it?
Yes, I could give you a small wage per person.
Oh, really? Okay. Now,
Well,
how much
consider
how much
small
per
wage.
person are we talking here? I'm just going to for the books.
10 serpentine per person. For each of you.
Hmm.
I like this.
Sounds like 1,000 serpentine.
100 serpentine per person.
Okay. How many hours of sleep did I get last night?
I don't know.
10 times 10.
5?
So, because I have some rich, wealthy people who have done all they can do here. You know, they can't rise above me, but they got quite close, and they're ready to leave. Leave the money to their children and their children's children that they have earned. Leave the property, the territory, the estate. But they themselves get to escape an early death by going with you. They pay a lot of money for it. They worked hard their whole lives.
And they know that they're going to be going into poverty.
Doesn't matter. It's something new and different, and that is what I've promised.
I mean, if we want to show them something different, we could just kill them and show them the afterlife.
This must be the smartest one of the group.
I could just banish them.
He is a wizard! He is a wizard!
Actually, you have a really high intelligence.
You're on my level. You are well. Come over here. He puts his arm over me.
Go over.
Here, drink this. This is the finest thing. There's leftovers from the party. It's just-
Yes,
All you have to do is
please,
splash in
thank you.
space.
You know, you really get me. You know, if you guys just left with some bodies, we could just kill all the people who paid to go.
I'm not
Everyone
objecting.
knows that I was paid to get these people out of the city, and if they're gone, everyone will think they're out of the city. So ultimately, all I have to do is kill them and bury them. Do you not want to escort anyone? That could be part of the deal.
I enjoy this.
We got payment from our client to deliver them safely,
Oh,
so...
you need bodies. Okay.
Who's all in the room?
Well, I
Just
mean,
his family and Hikis, and that's it.
we could take
And the
like
guards.
How many
10
people-
for the
like,
big
so how
guy, and
many
you could kill
people
the
is
rest.
Oh,
Like, hey,
God.
everybody wins.
Like 100 family members, but most of them are in
That's
the
it?
back. And then 7 guards, including Hikis.
We could kill them.
I think we got this.
No.
So, out of character. Here are the things that are going through my mind. This is a dystopia.
Mm-hmm.
This is their society. This is what works for them.
Yeah.
That's just simply how it is here.
Mm-hmm.
We could assassinate them, but then it leaves a massive power vacuum. So when the Krakn does start getting hungry and angry, maybe he just eats all the elves.
Or he just starts eating them younger. So
But-
instead of people living to be 500, they live to be 300,
Yeah.
200.
Because these people that are
And they'll have
already
to...
rich are paying so they don't get eaten.
Do you guys want to ask how the society works? Because I would
Sure.
like to tell you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Varicosa?
Yes.
Oh, I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
His last name.
How do things work in the Club of the Kraken?
Oh, sir. Please relax. I will explain things.
Who's
Thank you.
Venberg?
Hicus Venberg Valcos is the
Oh,
head of-
okay.
So Hicus comes back to you guys and goes,
Sure.
if you'd like to know,
Okay.
the Krakn feeds upon us at least once a week. And so we have to maintain a certain population. We have to give birth to more than how many he eats so that we continually have a population growth. So that if illness sweeps through or tragedy or whatever, we still have enough bodies to feed the Kraken. When someone is about 500 years old, they're fetched by one of our government services and brought before the Kraken at their specific scheduled time of sacrifice. Now, if there's ever a drop in population, like a large drop in population, then the birth
Like
rates...
100 people.
Yeah, the birth rates need to go up to fill in that space. Right now, women are required to have a child every 40 years or so.
Who maintains the balance of the population?
Oh,
Who
there are
keeps track of
many,
that?
many, many government facilities, services, programs. They all take care of those things. What? Why are you glaring at me like that?
He wants names.
Oh,
No. That's
No, he just cleared it.
No,
Now,
we
if you kill a large number of people, women will then have to give birth to children every 30 years. Now, sometimes they can't give birth, so they have to pay another woman to give birth for them. And that means one woman could be actually giving birth 2 times every 30 years to try to make up for maybe her sister not being able to give birth, or her elderly mother, or her daughter, or... So women are constantly trading births with each other. It's very expensive, and usually only the middle-aged can afford it. Or the middle class can afford it. And then there are people who don't want to die, so they pay for someone else to be sacrificed early, or for 2 bodies to be sacrificed instead of their own.
What are some of the determining factors that help substitute one sacrifice for another?
Money.
You just grab somebody from the slums then?
Anyone who's willing to earn a lot of money for their remaining family that will survive. And that's also why no one runs away. You run away, your family gets punished. They have to meet your birth quota that you left behind. You'll notice that most elderly people most of the richer people, they don't have a lot of children because they can afford to pay others to have them for them. However, Mr. Venberg here, he really likes to spread his power around. So he has multiple wives, women who didn't want to have to resort to breeding with someone less appealing. So he actually has the ability to afford multiple wives. Give them the children that they need to meet the government standards, and they're indebted to him for it.
That's so honorable of him.
So are me and Venberg just like drinking right now?
Yeah,
We're his
just hanging
buddies.
out.
Yeah.
Who am I speaking with?
He's actually like pouring it in your mouth. He thinks you're fascinating, so
Yeah.
he'll like find where your mouth is and like feed you.
Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with Hicus right now.
Okay.
I hate this.
Hicus is someone who's very young, very low in his ranks, but he's got tons of money coming in from Venberg. He does what Venberg wants, and he's got it set up pretty nice. So
you've got a pretty good game running here, don't you?
it's worked for generations. Mr. Venberg has been a part of the rebellion, I think, since his father was.
So what's your long-term goal here?
To maintain wealth.
Maintain or grow?
We're absolutely willing to stay here under the Kraken's reign. We get protection from all of the other elements, all other beings. We get to even watch the Kraken go hunting through our beautiful windows on the east side. We get to watch him feed on the west side. It's a really nice setup, and we're not willing to leave, and we're not willing to let those weird conspiracy theorists on the west side talk about killing our great leader.
Huh.
I still want to cast Shatter and just break all of his windows.
And then just
I want to cast Stab in Face.
I want to cast Care for the Elderly.
So, about those clams.
Oh, yes, go ahead to the buffet. I'm sure there's lots of food left.
Just dive into
You
the
guys
fucking
can
food.
stay in one of the houses on the estate tonight, and in the morning we'll fetch you with a few people we've decided paid a little bit more than the others.
So, I have a question for you, Venberg.
He's like, oh, what? I'm hanging out with my friend here.
Yeah, fuck off, mongrel. He's a mongrel.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's worse.
Mm-hmm.
Usually quite poor, aren't they?
Yes.
I pipe up. Actually, warmongers tend to be like you. Rich, powerful. They make their money
The thing
through
is talking.
war.
What did you need, warmonger?
That's a good one.
I was curious. Have you worked deals out this with a being named Anaxis before?
Oh, you mean the head of the rebellion? What are you asking me?
Have you worked with them before?
No, I've never met him. He gets his people that he wants. He has no idea what's going on here. Well, he must. I've sent a few his way. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what he knows and what he doesn't. Foolish, poor man, worshipping a god. Have you seen our church down Burley? It's completely abandoned. No one cares. Even the Krakn doesn't care anymore.
Okay.
I don't care either.
So, got any requests? Ding 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 ding.
It's time for me to retire. I need my beauty sleep. I am 900. I am the oldest person in the city, so I am also the wisest, the richest, and most powerful.
How many
Thank
stone
you for-
rolls does it take to
I'd
kill
say
someone in their
dumbest.
sleep?
Also, biggest dick.
Yes, I do have one of those. Thank you.
Surprised no one
You won't leave us alone, though. We'll have company.
Yes, Hikus and his guards will escort you, and maybe the children will gawk at you a little bit
Of
longer.
course, I am a bard. I live to entertain.
I'm going to bed. You guys.
Oh, darling, have a wonderful sleep.
You gotta sleep with your daughter.
Can
What?
You're married.
well,
Doesn't mean I'm actually gonna do it.
you can sleep with.
I can't. I cuddle, man.
You just sleep next to them. It's still.
Anyway,
I'm an
so
amazing cuddler.
Hikus says goodbye to Vanguard, leads him to the door. The other
What door
Really-
does he go through? Can I like
goes
make?
through a back one. Like, I mean, okay, it's back away from where you guys are, but it's like this beautiful front ornate hole that they swim through and swim out.
Is there
I'm
a
gonna
way
try
to,
and
like-
seduce his daughters.
Is there a way to like?
His daughters are like 700 years old,
Ooh,
Those
they're
granddaughters.
old. Grody.
500 years old.
Great granddaughters.
They're all married and have children.
So,
He's married to
They
multiple people.
also think you're the
you
most
just gave him
repulsive thing they've ever seen. You did not get a single good expression from anybody tonight. Everyone saw you and was completely, I was going to say dried up. Completely
that's impossible in
disgusted.
the ocean.
Yeah, they're gross out.
Hey, I can at least make some charisma checks.
Or you could
Persuasion checks.
rape,
I gotta tell
grapple
you,
checks.
I'll-
you would have to fight
Wow!
for your lifetime.
Holy shit!
What? What did you say?
Or some grapple checks. Rape.
No!
I mean, I can make him at disadvantage. Huh?
Oh my
Seriously?
No.
You're talking about a lifetime of brainwashing to hate you and find you disgusting.
But they find me
I'd try.
interesting, right?
Mhm.
Cool.
Disadvantage? I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, straight up.
But
But you're kidding. Right? I imagine that
Yeah, I
being Orwell
guess you
just
get one to talk
snacking,
to.
listening to Vanguard. It's like just rubbing it in.
Really? Yeah, just like Orwell just
Just
cracks out a
rubbing it on
candy bar.
Some of the younger ones, who haven't really been a part of the church yet, like I'm talking like teenage, they're interested in hearing from you because they're young and rebellious and don't give a shit about anybody.
But then I could. I can talk to them. A little young, but I could plant some seeds.
Doesn't sound good.
That did not sound good.
No,
I realized it after it was coming out of my mouth.
We can still see your
I
face.
could.
Hey, it's not illegal if they're not real.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess it is.
I don't know.
No.
No, he meant like.
Okay, 17. What state are we in? No. No.
Like 1920.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
But they're just kind of like, they're the ones who are just like, oh, I hate being here. Grandpa's so, like, old.
There's one some sweet tentacle.
He's nothing like all the
I
others.
just want to catch that sulfur wave.
Sulfur.
Oh, he's certainly ancient and quite disgusting.
Do you want your puffer food?
You are disgusting as well.
They have split in a different way, darling.
You're talking about both boys and girls, by the way. It's like a group of them.
I'm not disgusting, I'm nasty.
I'm filthy and wretched and horrible and exciting and new.
I'm gay.
Yeah,
I have osteoporosis.
I have crippling depression.
I have wiggly bone disease.
that is situational right now.
No. Okay.
So, they're like, yeah, what new
I
things
have
could you
herpes.
possibly know?
Okay.
I don't want to sit next to you anymore.
Hey,
I
stop!
want to catch it.
Not only do I know the waters outside of this kingdom,
I don't care about that.
I know about the lands outside of the waters.
I don't care.
And I also know a lot about sex.
I don't care.
I got
Are you kidding me? Do you know where we are?
Do you see these tacos?
Yeah, and they're gross.
Oh, but they do work.
Excuse me?
Oh, they do work.
You mean like they actually impregnate every single time?
Oh, no.
No, that's what we do here.
I only have one that does that.
Well, then the rest need to be cut off.
But then how would I hold my stuff?
No. Here, impregnation every time. Or you're a failure to society.
Yeah, but society's
I can't
boring.
pay someone who doesn't get pregnant immediately.
Yeah, but society's boring. Your dad's
I hear
boring.
that.
You got nothing new.
Fucked up
What do you
thing
do
I've
for fun?
I have
It's the most fucked up thing I've ever said.
Never.
What do you do for fun? How do you cut loose? How do you get your jimmies on?
I watch the poor people match up with random strangers.
That gets boring after, what, 40 years, 50
Watching
years?
them cry through it, that's the best part.
I'm gonna be a
Red
wingman here. I'm gonna be a wingman here. He's poor. You're strangers.
This is a terrible wingman.
I am pure blood.
He's a
He
tall
is
piece of shit.
Something mixed
Go
up.
for it.
Actually, this is how our entire species is.
So you're all tainted.
I'm not entirely sure what the origin of my species is.
Unlike you, you just.
Clown.
I can tell
Alright,
you,
children, time to go to bed.
I
Let's
can
go.
tell you that I am not in any way.
Yeah,
related
later,
to
old
Krakn.
man. We're gonna go do some other things.
I'm only 20.
Better man, we're gonna catch some sick sulfur, bruh.
Yeah.
I do have one last request. Do you have any pufferfish? You don't have pufferfish.
We finished it already, man.
Lame
a
sauce,
party.
bro.
Our friend,
Yo, that's totally not legit.
our friend Augur said you guys would hook us up. Totally chill, bro.
Yeah. You and your friends,
I did
You're
succeed.
dirty.
Oh,
I did succeed on my.
hey, are we
persuasion check.
talking to
You
the
talked to
kids?
them.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
you did get in your head,
Yeah.
but
And
hey
just so you're
kids,
aware,
my name's Orwell. I'm fresh, and I can hang.
one of them's gonna
12
take a glass
okay.
and like whip it at you to see if it breaks anything.
The glass.
Yeah.
Corals
I mean,
Well, just you're too far away, so it just like floats in the water.
just so we're aware, I can cause multiple impregnations at the same time. It's not, you know.
It's not really impregnation. That's just
spawning.
Well,
fertilization.
Yeah. You want oodles of babies? You go fuck yourself.
God damn it.
So no, even the kids here are fucked up. Like, these
Yeah.
kids were raised by their psycho parents.
So what do you say? You guys want to go, what you call it, catch some sulfur? Dog?
Cheer hang loose and
I got this, guys. They won't see it coming. I'll go incognito.
There are many ways of thinking, many different philosophies, many different outlooks on
Yeah,
life.
whatever. You're old and gross.
I'm the same age as you. And so much more experience. So, just think about that. Maybe we'll run into each other again in the future. And maybe, just maybe,
Hey,
I can show you something.
you know what you should think about in the future?
A lot of sex.
I'm gonna be alive like multiple times as long as you are.
Oh, hell yeah, you are.
You're gonna be dead
Uh-huh.
very soon.
Hey,
I'll
you.
go to the afterworld.
Hey, kid. So, he's trying to fuck you, right?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
how much for you to fuck him?
Nothing.
They get an allowance.
oh, for free! It's for free!
I can get a
No
poor
more!
person here.
It's free real estate.
I can get a poor person here just for licking my toes, and they will sleep with him for me.
I'm into toes.
You've never actually had sex, have you?
I'm not going to get pregnant. It's a sign of class.
True.
Or
So,
In
infertility.
this society,
So-
where we come from, sex is an incredibly passionate and highly enjoyable pastime.
For the people watching.
And participating.
Not here.
You haven't lived yet. Give it a shot.
You're really disgusting me right now. I'm so grossed out as a human being. As Samantha. I am so grossed out right now. These psychopaths you made me role player in my head. Let's get out of here. You guys,
We'll have to do some meditation later.
yeah, I gotta clean that shit out of there.
Anyways, like, before that all happened, I did I did want to try to, like, see, like, where Denberg is going to go sleep.
You'd have to follow him through his hallways.
Yeah. I'm not good at that.
Roll stealth.
I try really hard, but I'm not good at it. Which one should I use? This one? This one?
No. I'm gonna cast greater invisibility on you.
Oh, thank you. I get
It's
to
not a spell.
Yeah, but it is an
stab,
illusion
stab,
spell,
stab.
so its very nature is
That's a
hidden.
dumb. That's a dumb idea.
Oh, of course it is. But if the Krakn attacks their estate, what do we care?
We die.
Well, we get away in the attack.
Ecos is gonna be pissed.
Who?
Hick ass.
So is that happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's happening.
Oh, thank you, because one of them was a 1.
Oh.
I got, the other one's a 12.
So you see him carried on his chariot to like a wing of the estate of the mansion, and he's taken into this suite that you're peering into, and now a 900-year-old sea elf could possibly not be senile, not be gross, still be able to stand, but the food here, as nice as it was, is nothing compared to Hali, is nothing compared to anywhere else. They live in a giant sulfur pit.
Yeah.
The food here is not very good, and so he's not very healthy. He's not a healthy 900. And so you're seeing the servants take care of him and his bodily functions. And then they put him in this, like, I guess glass ball that's got cushions in it that he floats around in and goes to sleep.
Now, you have 1 minute.
Oh.
So
It's been way longer than a minute.
You're gonna have to find a hiding spot.
Is there like a cabinet?
There could be something to hide in on the floor.
There would be cabinets to keep all of the, I guess, fabrics and things. Clothes.
Can I hide in a thing?
Or,
Yeah.
Which ones?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
And this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's still 12.
Okay.
the servant sees you come in. Hey! Hey! No.
Okay. No, just come with me. I don't want to disturb him. I just kind of wanted to talk to you for a second. I had some questions.
He puts him to bed, puts him in his thing, closes the door behind him, comes out in the hallway with you.
Does the servant seem nice?
The servant seems like well dressed, well fed.
I mean, like as a as a fish.
As a seal.
As a seal. Are they?
Insight.
10.
You can't tell. They look like a father. Like very fatherly, very caring.
I don't know how old they are. Can we get eaten anyway?
400.
Oh, yeah.
Middle age.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it to me.
What are you gonna do to him?
Make a choice and go with it.
I'm gonna give you one solid chance here, and you can quietly fuck off and let what's gonna happen. Otherwise, it might have to happen twice.
That's a good intimidation.
If a new head of the family comes to be, I'll still get paid.
Nah, there we go. You found the apathetic one.
Just give me at least a half hour to an hour to get out of here, so it wasn't during my shift.
Fair enough. When's the next one coming around?
Half an hour to an hour.
Well, I don't know if they come right away.
Oh, that's a good point.
20 minutes?
Alright, fair
There'll be
enough.
someone young, someone dumb. The night shift is always dumb.
Alright, fair enough.
I work the night shift.
He saunters off. He just like wanders off. He's like,
Don't give a shit.
It'll be fun to watch the children fight.
Speaking of after this, I'm gonna go looking for that person
What person?
that said meet me after this.
Oh, yeah.
Volitans. He is the youngest son of the Veracusa family, and he has not left. He is standing in that room waiting for everyone else to go to bed.
Oh.
Just wandering, holding his arms behind his back, saying goodnight to people.
Just for context, did he like see me creeping into the cabinet? Like I'm like halfway and he's like, hey, what are you doing?
They're like, you went to come in the door and he saw you come in the door.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill in the cabinet. Is there like a
like
cabinet I can like see?
He's just
Under,
in
I
the
was
camera
looking
just
for
doing the
clothes.
creep. You got the elbows in.
Do the creep.
Well, yeah, I guess you could be in a cabinet.
That's
and have
kind
it
of
crack
half
open.
real it too. Yeah, I'm just gonna be like chilling in there. I'm just gonna kind of like drum a little hole, just like peek through and like wait for the death time.
Okay.
I mean, the time everything's gonna be fine and great, and everyone's happy. That time.
I want you to give me a time. Give me an amount of time.
Well, I'm gonna wait for the dumb one.
You wait for a very long time, no one comes in the room.
Sweet, come out. I'm gonna come out. Is there a lock on the door?
Guys, it just
yes,
came out of the
but the door
closet.
has windows on it.
And the lock's probably on the inside.
Yeah, it's on the inside. And
Well, it's not
he's
different.
on the inside, but
Yeah.
there are windows on the door. So if you walk in front of that door, you're walking in front of windows that can
Yeah.
be seen down the hallway.
Did I give my cloak of protection to either of you?
No.
So,
No, you didn't.
You gave me ring of protection.
Yeah, but
You have an extra cloak of protection.
You were
As
gonna
you
give
said-
it to me, but I had the robe of eyes.
You're going to give it to me, but I already have one.
Because you needed money.
And you have-
I had
You're
money.
full up on...
wait, no.
no, I'm not.
Regardless,
Oh, really?
I have a bedroll, and I'm just gonna put it over the windows and lock the door.
Immediately, someone reacts and starts trying to open the door.
Whoops.
Sir! Venberg! Sir! Venberg! Wake up! There's someone in there!
He needs to sleep.
He's being really, really loud. Venberg is starting to hear it and
I am
starting
going
to
to
wake
sprint. I can move very fast.
up. Where are you sprinting to?
Towards him.
Towards Venberg in the circular ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stabby time.
Roll the hit.
You're gonna have to get in that. Well, it's open, so you can like grab his ankle and pull him out, or.
Do like a grapple.
Well, I'm just saying he's in like a.
He's an
Yeah.
old fucking man.
He's
But
in
I
a
mean, it would
sphere.
be a
Are you gonna
grapple.
get in the sphere with him?
How big is the sphere? Is it like just enough for him, or is it
It's like a
pretty
5
big?
foot diameter in every direction. So it's a
10 feet
5
across.
No diameter.
diameter.
Not radius.
Diameter. So you can't really fit in there with him. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
gonna
pull
yank
him.
his ass out and whip him on the ground.
So he's prone.
Oh, I
He's
don't have to
screaming-
roll for that. I can just,
No,
I can just
no.
make that happen.
He's a helpless old man.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the guard actually is going to try to break down the glass. How much strength do you think I need to break down the glass?
It's glass.
Whoa,
Point
glass
of
door.
2. It didn't break yet. It didn't break.
The door's just glass.
It said it was windows.
Oh, I thought you said it had windows. I thought it was like.
Oh, it's more like French doors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But, so you tried
Okay.
to break it, you need to do something before you twist again.
Stab.
God.
Roll the hit. Because this man is prone, but he's flailing, so roll an advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely terrible. Still 17 to hit.
Yeah. So where are you hitting this old man?
The throat.
What are you hitting him with?
My pike.
So you just held him.
I'm just gonna just drive it down.
Oh my god.
I'm not a fan, man.
Guys, we're dead.
Am I gonna kill this? I am attempting not to use magic. I haven't done any of my blood maledict.
This is interesting.
Oh my god.
We'll see where this goes. I like this.
Guys, where's these? Where's this?
He's been gone like a half hour.
I don't think you would
I
be off
haven't
murdering
seen
an old
him.
man. Oh god. Okay, yeah.
I haven't seen him since I slapped him on the ass.
7 damage.
An old man, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would totally, he's done. He's.
I want the stats for a fucking commoner?
Yeah.
5 hit points.
Yeah.
I am going to, as soon as I sever his head from his body with my pike.
Hold on, Dusty, are you okay?
Choking on water. Oh, we're good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stab it, wiggle for a full sever, and then I'm gonna dip back into one of the cabinets.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do! Is there another way out?
Is there a window?
It
There
worked
are
before.
windows. There are windows. Oh my god.
Wait.
That's a good idea.
What?
It worked before. Almost.
No.
Well, he got caught, but
Do what?
cabinets. Give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, still.
Wait, so there are windows.
Yeah.
Can I see outside of those windows?
Those windows, I'm gonna tell you, are really thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can,
But can I
okay,
see
yeah.
something outside of that window?
you
yeah.
see the gardens.
Oh, perfect.
What are you looking for?
Oh,
Misty
yeah,
step.
Misty Step outside.
Oh, okay.
So, blood, violence,
God.
magic. Okay.
Everything you were
Doing
supposed to do!
Guys, I think we might be dead.
I-
I got hiccups after choking.
Oh my god, this is so fucked up.
so while
Meanwhile, everyone went to bed. Volaton.
Oh, wait, slightly before I Misty Step out, with his body on the ground, I'm going to stand above it and crouch as far down as I can.
you don't teabag.
And then stand back up and then Misty Step out.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, you know what? We need to end the episode.
Oh yeah.
We need to
What
come
a
back, and
fake.
when we come back, we're going to talk about the other 4 of you, what you're witnessing, and what you're experiencing. Oh my gosh. Look at your
Was
face.
that spell you had to care of elderly? I think I did that already.
That was a really good throwback to an old joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh.
Thank you for joining us on Downstairs and Dragons. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you for fucking up my script. No, I'm just kidding. No, you did great. This is exactly why D&D is a sandbox.
Oh, yeah.
We will see you guys next time on Downstairs and Dragons, Hisugi's Heroes.
Hi.